Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick 19 of my favorite 30 progressive rock albums of the 70s countdown. That's right, we've got 30 days here in the month of June 2023. I am counting down my 30 favorite prog rock albums of all time. So many great ones from throughout the 70s. As many of you are, I'm sure, are aware of, the 70s was the glory years of progressive rock. There's lots of great prog rock albums that have come out afterwards, but the 70s was where it was at. That's where it all started, pretty much. You could argue the last year or two of the 60s is where really the genesis of progressive rock came about, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the 70s here. A lot of great albums. So many great albums that aren't going to make the cut. That's the worst part of doing this for me, is all the ones that are not going to get a mention, because you just can only fit 30 in 30 slots, right? You can't fit 150 in 30 slots. So, never easy to leave out ones that you love, but you got to include the ones that you love the most, that mean the most to you, right? It's kind of how it works. So today, on this particular pick, 8th studio album from this British band. Gee, Pete, another British band. Yeah. Released March 1st, 1973. Recorded at EMI Studios in London, England. Produced by the band for Harvest and Capitol Records. I'm talking about the legendary, not arguably, the biggest selling album that I'm going to talk about here all month. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. Of course. Some of you may be saying, but Pete, how is that number 19? Shouldn't that be like number 1 or number 3 or 5 or whatever? Well, we're ranking these in the order that we like them. Just the fact that it made my list is a great thing. I love Dark Side of the Moon. It's not one of my top favorites, right? I know there's many people on this earth who probably love this album more than me. I do love it, though. Is there levels of loveness? I don't know. I love it, right? It's a great album. It's a landmark album. It's one of the greatest recorded albums of all time. It's one of the most popular albums of all time, one of the biggest selling albums of all time. We all know the deal on this. David Gilmour, of course, guitars, vocals, synthesizers, Nick Mason, drums, percussion, effects, Roger Waters, bass guitar, lead vocals, tape effects, synths and things, and Richard Wright on organ, Hammond, Farfisa organ, piano, electric piano, different synths and things like that, and backing vocals, right? Of course, you got some special guests on this album. Dick Parry, saxophone. Claire Torrey on vocals. Doris Troy, backing vocals. Leslie Duncan, backing vocals. Liza Strike, backing vocals. And Barry St. John, backing vocals, right? This is a rich, wonderful, majestic album. Probably one of the most talked about rock albums of all time. Of course, you've got... Alan Parsons worked with the band on the engineering of this album, instrumental in helping put this thing all together. You got the whole Wizard of Oz connection. It's not really a connection. That's people who have manufactured that over time, right? How you can play this album as the soundtrack to Wizard of Oz, put the sound down on the Wizard of Oz and listen to this, and it all kind of blends together and makes sense and fits. Have I done that? Yes, I have. Is it kind of neat the way it works out? Sure. In the end, who really cares, right? So, what is on this album? We know this album. I don't know how much I need to talk about the songs, but of course, Speak to Me. This album breathes and floats and soothes and rocks and does all sorts of stuff. Breathe in the Air, speaking of breathing. Gorgeous song, right? On the Run, Time. Classic stuff here. The use of all the different sound effects and things on this album is just absolutely brilliant. The Great Gig in the Sky, Soaring track, right? You got Money, probably the most played song on the radio, classic rock radio from this album. Us and Them, another gorgeous kind of floating song. Great use of saxophone on that. Any Color You Like, Brain Damage, killer. Eclipse, killer. I mean, just there's no weak part of this album. It's just sumptuous music. I think like this and another album I'm going to talk about in a couple days are probably the two greatest produced albums on this entire countdown that I'm going to be doing, like to the point of like absolute perfection. Like you can't ask for anything better from a production, from a oral perspective, right? I mean, just for just what you hear, headphone music, and just, man, just every instrument, every sound, every little nuance, just perfectly placed, perfectly heard in the mix. And yeah, this doesn't get much better from a sonic perspective than Dark Side of the Moon. Just amazing stuff. So let's talk about chart positions. Right, here we go. Australia, number 2. Austria, number 1. Canada, number 1. Finland, number 3. Dutch charts, number 2. German charts, number 3. And Italy, Sal, number 1. Norway, number 2. In Spain, number 3. The UK, number 2. US, number 1. All right. And then we've talked about this, and you've heard about it, obviously, throughout your lives, I'm sure, how many times Dark Side of the Moon came back into the charts, right? So like in 75, all of a sudden it's back on the charts again, right? Number 23 Billboard, number 7 UK, 4 New Zealand, Canada number 34, 1993 it comes back again, right? It's just 2003 it's back again, 2005 into 2006 it's back again, 2011, I mean, just this album just keeps popping back into the charts over and over and over again. It never falls too far back and then surges back in again. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, so get a load of this, right? So, certifications. Argentina, 2 times platinum, 120,000 units sold. And that was certified in 1991. Then in 1994, also certified another 2 times platinum. Australia, 14 times platinum, over 1 million units sold. Austria, 2 times platinum, 100,000 units sold. Belgium, gold, 25,000. Canada, 2 times diamond, 2 million copies sold. All right. Czech Republic, gold, 50,000 units sold. France, platinum, 2 million copies sold. Germany, 2 times platinum, 1 million copies sold. Greece, Italy, 1 million copies in Italy, 45,000 in Greece. What else we got here? Actually, all right, so the Italian certifications, that was from 77 to 89. And then since 2009, 6 times platinum, 300,000 additional units. Crazy, right? New Zealand, 16 times platinum, 240,000 units. Poland, 2 times platinum. Portugal, platinum. Russia, platinum. Spain, 50,000 units sold. The UK, 15 times platinum, 4.5 million units sold. United States, all right, so, and this is 1973 to 1998, certified, 15 times platinum, 15 million copies sold. And then Nielsen sales, 1991 to 2008, whatever that means, another 8.5 million sold. Worldwide, 45 million copies sold. That's astronomical, right? That's some big numbers. That's some big numbers. What does that tell you? That's a universally acclaimed album from just about everybody who listens to rock music. Dark Side of the Moon is a winner, right? Of course. It's my number 19. I love it. I love it, but I like 18. Oh, there's a little bit more. So that's kind of the way it rolls, right? So, but I know we got lots of love for Dark Side of the Moon. I've been seeing it all month in the comments section. If you care to say another thing or two about Dark Side of the Moon down in the comments below, please do so. But more importantly, pick your number 19, and please put that in the comments below and in the chat if you're one of those people who likes hanging out in the chat every morning when we do these. And stay tuned for number 18 coming at you tomorrow from me. So stay tuned for that. What do we got coming up here on the channel? We've got In the Prog Seat tomorrow. All right, so again, we're going to 1979. Look at our favorite prog and fusion albums from 1979. We've got Friday Morning at the Funhouse coming up later this week. Also, Martin Popoff and I will be, in addition to at the Funhouse here on Sea of Tranquility, we will be over on Guitar Hack on Wednesday night, ranking the albums of Rat. So go tune into that over on Guitar Hack here on YouTube. We've got Saturday coming up, the UK Connection. Of course, Stephen Reed, Simon Bray, and myself. We will be talking about our favorite and least favorite albums from Ozzy Osbourne's solo catalog. And then, of course, we've got Ranking the Albums coming up on Sunday. George LeMay and Eric Porter and myself will be ranking the albums of Planet X. Of course, the great heavy prog metal and fusion band Derek Sherinian and Virgil Donati and company. That's coming up on Sunday, and that we're doing that in advance of the Planet X box set, which is coming out in just a few short weeks. So get you guys all geared up for that. So stay tuned for that as well. I also hope to have, hopefully today, I hope to have next installment in my underappreciated and overlooked, or overlooked and underappreciated live albums. Another 10 live albums for you guys to check out that don't get talked about often enough. So that's coming up later on today, and then each and every day, more of this stuff here. So thanks for watching, everybody. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also, down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as our merch page. So thanks in advance for your support there. And please hit the like button before you leave. I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you tomorrow morning with pick number 18 of my favorite 30 progressive rock albums of the 70s countdown. Till then, have a great Monday, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.